across the South Coast, live from Solent University. You're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. I'm Redden Goodwin, and these are your Solent Sports News headlines. With 2 wins last week, Southampton fans will be hopeful that the good times keep rolling when they face Wolves on Saturday. The Saints gained their first victory in the Premier League when they beat Everton 1-0 to move away from the bottom of the table. Manager Russell Martin said it was good learning for his side after VAR ruled out a late Everton equaliser.
Do you know what? It's a big bit of learning for us as well because it was so tight and we just scored and everyone's caught up in emotion that could have just completely taken this thing out and it would have been a horrific feeling because it wasn't a nice feeling for them a couple of minutes it was happening. So I think it's big learning for us, that. It's big learning.
Manchester United drew 1-1 with Chelsea yesterday, confirming the side's worst ever start to the Premier League season. Ruben Amorim will be facing a tough challenge next to overturn this when he takes in charge next week. VAR controversy struck when Lisandro Martinez was only given a yellow card for a high challenge at the end of the game. Blues manager Enzo Maresca disagreed with the decision, saying it should have been a red.
It's quite clear almost for all of us, but the referee is there to take a decision and he took a different decision. I just said that for me, when there is not intention to go for the ball and you just go for the player, it's red.
Portsmouth remain routed to the bottom of the Championship table after their 1-0 draw with Hull City on Saturday. Fans will be hoping Pompey can change this around when they face fellow relegation fighters Plymouth Argyle tomorrow night. A win in the game would see them move away from the relegation zone. Max Verstappen seems to have all but secured the Driver Championship after winning a wet Sao Paulo Grand Prix from 17th place. Despite an amazing drive from the Dutchman, rival Lando Norris said after the race that the result was just talent, not luck. Just luck, not talent. Sport broadcaster Tom Wilkinson is here in the studio with me. So Tom, why did the McLaren driver make this claim?
I think there was one very large aspect where he had every right to feel aggrieved. Himself and George Russell coming in just before the red flag came out for a brand new set of intermediate tyres. Max Verstappen staying out on a very worn set of inters. Then the red flag came out, so he was able to change those tyres under the red flag, along with the 2 Alpines who ended up inheriting the final 2 spots on the podium. And that really cost Lando Norris. But it wasn't all luck for Max Verstappen, starting from 17th, albeit gained a couple of places with grid penalties and from people crashing out in the hectic qualifying session that we saw. He drove brilliantly, got up to 6th place within the first 10 laps of the race. Then once he got into the lead of the race, he was absolutely serene. And Lando Norris himself made critical errors that really cost him a couple of points and a couple of places.
Perfect, thanks Sam. Verstappen has a 62-point lead for the championship now. He needs to finish ahead by 60 points at the Las Vegas Grand Prix at the end of the month to confirm his 4th title in a row. England rugby player Joe Marler has announced his retirement from international rugby to focus on family life. Marler made his decision public after England lost their opening match of the Autumn Internationals 22-24 against New Zealand. Sport broadcaster Toby Chapman is in the studio with me. So Toby, what was Marler's England career like?
Joe Marler has been one of England's most reliable loosehead props. His first involvement for the England senior side came all the way back in 2010 when he was brought in for injury cover for Davy Wilson. 2 years later though, it was when he picked up his first England senior cap when the side went down to South Africa for their 2012 summer tour. Since then he's been a regular player for England, everything coming in threes for Marler. 3 Six Nations title wins, 3 World Cup appearances, and it seems to be the 3rd time and out for Joe Marler. He's previously retired from the international stage 2 times, but it appears to be the final time for the 95 cap international.
So who will replace Marler?
20-year-old Asher Apoko-Forgia is the man to replace Marler. The Sale Sharks front row has been added to the Steve Borthwick's 36-player squad to prepare for the test against Australia in their Autumn Nations series. He's been a regular for Sale this year, and he was also a member of England's under-20 side that went on to win their World Cup, so competing at this level may not be too big of a step up for him.
Hampshire Hawks fastballer John Turner has been given an England development contract for this season. He made his first 2 appearances for England last weekend, where he got 2 wickets in his second test match. England's 5 wickets win on Saturday in Antigua set up a 3rd test decider against the West Indies, which will take place on Saturday. England cricket legend Freddie Flintoff will be releasing a documentary on the impact the Top Gear crash had on his life. That's all from us on this hour. I'll be back in an hour with our final show of the day. Remember, you can keep up to date with 24 hours a day on the website, which is solentsportsnews.com.